Hello and welcome to that Fire FM TV. I'm your host, Shalon. And first of all, I'd like to thank our viewers, our listeners, and our supporters. Thank you so much for getting into the fire with us. And without further ado, on tonight's show, we have no other than Omen44. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you. I was just wanting to know, you've got roots in Japan, is that correct?
Yes, my parents are Japanese, yes.
All right, and New York. So how have both places shaped your identity as an artist?
I grew up, I spent in my teen in Japan, so when I got initiated to hip hop, it was back in Japan. And oddly, I was introduced to Japanese rap through De La Soul. So, there seemed to be there was a couple of folks that was involved with hip hop in the 80s already, with Tiny Punks. The early people were like Shadarapa or Microphone Pager or Buddha Brand. These were like the first big names. Besides those pop, there was this pop group called East End and Yuri or something. And the first Japanese rapper that spit it in English was, I'm assuming that was Michiru Mande. There was this other rapper, Shingo too, which I made a track with. He came out in the late 90s too. Asian folks were involved in the game since the early days. Well, let's leave the Filipinos on the side. Their skin tone is darker, so Asian hip hops, like the early people were Mountain Brothers and stuff that came out of Raucous even, but nobody really knows these names, and how Japan and New York formed my hip hop was, so I was influenced by both hip hop really, even with DJ Crush, which back in the days was not really considered hip hop but trip hop, more electronic. Japan has its own music. Japan's club music has its own culture that evolved since the 70s through YMO, the Yellow Magic Orchestra, or who else? Quite a lot of names that I don't want to pick and choose. So,
gotcha.
And it had its own way of evolving. And I was influenced by both of them. Even by London hip hop, which was mainly jungle and drum and bass. And that was their way of doing hip hop. That's how I described it, really. DJ Crush was, like I said, trip hop, so I kind of got that influence, the Mo Wax influence from there too. So I'm very mixed in my own culture. The 4-4 actually stands for culture and freedom, which I took that from the 5%. So yes, all kinds of stuff. Tons of influence.
Okay.
Yes.
I was going to ask that, honestly, about where did your name, how did you come up with that?
Yes, so omen is like a prophecy, and at the same time premonition, or something like a feeling, right? Like a future feeling.
Okay.
And I combined that with for cultural freedom. But this number 44 actually came from this book called the Strange Boy 44 or something.
Okay.
I forgot who wrote it, but it talks about the whole concept of demons, evilness.
Oh, okay.
I was kind of interested in my 19 when I was young. Yes.
Gotcha.
I read lots of books. Yes.
So let me ask you this: do you connect more with one hip hop other than the other, like in New York, or more with Japan?
At this moment, I'm rapping in English, so I was fortunate enough to rap in Japanese with this guy in the name of Nips. He's considered the legend out there, and he was in this group called the Buddha Brand, which is considered like the Japanese Wu-Tang. So besides that, I don't really listen to Japanese hip hop at all.
Gotcha.
The only time I really into Japanese hip hop was when I started it back when I was in my teen. Yes, so that was way back. So it was the only true Japanese hip hop that I know is a Microphone Pager, Buddha Brand, and that's it really. So I don't relate, it's not that I listen to new music really. I don't have any hate towards trap music or this and that drill, UK garage, anything. I listen to everything basically. Rock, punk rock. I even listen to Japanese. There's this genre called Japanese noise music even. It's very weird too, strange. You see somebody that's screaming for like 2 minutes all the way through from the beginning to the end, and they call that art even. So I listen to those type of music too even. Melt Banana. I listen to everything.
Oh wow.
I listen to everything.
So
yeah, and those stuff even reminds me of you call that the Perfuse era, jazz, with freestyle jazz back in the 60s or 70s. There's this label called BYG label that has all those types of music in a vinyl, like Art Ensemble of Chicago or even Samra. These people would do experimental music, like just have noise. Like Samra, you hear him singing "Space is the place." Yes. That does sound astronomically stupid, but at the same time, it's just pureness, just pure music, straight out, nothing else.
Gotcha.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me ask you this. We're gonna go on a quick break in a few minutes, but when we come back, Omen, I want you to get into the new music that just came out in March, the games people play, and I want to hear more about that. So, audience, come back with us. At that Fire FM TV, I'm your host, Unique Shalon, and we'll be back with Omen44.
DJ Arnold, 44, Quick G, Cool Kid. Yeah. Ghost rider, I expel them like exorcists. Person of interest, poking your interest. Bad Pokemon, I'm dropping science. Give me the juice, give me the root, give me lit. Black Elvis, rock your pelvis. Getting busy with the honeys, me so horny. Blue flower vibe, we get trippin'. Come fuck with the culture, G.O.D. sex style, wild style. I'm James Brown, get up, I get high, king heroin. My modus operandi fine. Each round like Hulk Hogan. Each round like Hulk Hogan. Each round. Younger soldiers, 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 younger soldiers. Open up the doors to the floors of the elegance. Better than eat it like an intimate. Trunks on elephants, whether it's top, nobody take my slot. Real hot Autobot, multiply, get a shot. Electric specialist, mountain Everest, looking off the cliff with a split as I roll it up. Helicopter going up, won't never come down. Highest to the climbing, others want to climb in. Make yourself comfortable, everything affordable. Affordable. Others want to climb in, make yourself comfortable. Everything affordable. Affordable. Younger soldiers, 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 younger soldiers. I'm a junglist. I'm a junglist. I'm a junglist. I'm a junglist. Yeah. 44, Cool Keith. Let's talk to him. Rash-ish, never would you dare try and diss it. Craig G44, Cool Keith, scientific, like Telsa, DuPont, Thomas Edison. This veterans embedded in elements causing endothermic reactions. Mathematically break it down into fractions. There's no reasons needed, we're never attacking. Walk a line between genius and unstable, but trust me when I'm in at that periodic table. We hear it's not a fable, we live and direct. Try and dissect verbal equations, we make it fry in your head. Remedial thoughts not here in our circumference. That high IQ rap, excluding all the dunces. That high IQ rap, excluding all the dunces. Younger soldiers, younger soldiers, younger soldiers, younger soldiers. Ready? Go crazy, go crazy, go crazy. I wanna hear.
At times we think we have all the answers. not the case. I really don't understand. Rest in peace, Taj. Rest in peace, JB. Rest in peace, Brandon Godson. Yeah.
I'm doing what I gotta do to keep living. I'm doing what I gotta do to keep living. I'm doing what I gotta do to keep living. I'm doing what I gotta do to keep living. It's too many people dying, gotta 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 keep living. It's good to sit by yourself and contemplate about life. Think about your past and present, what your future is like. Set some goals and some plans, put them all into action. I guarantee that will give you mental satisfaction. Times is rough, survival is key. Life as we know it changed, now it's all about unity. What can you give back to stimulate your community? Vulnerability is high, there's no such immunity. R.I.P. Fred, hip-hop lost another great. Not by hands of another, my brother couldn't ventilate. Would never say I can relate. I couldn't imagine how he felt before the Lord sealed his fate. Wait, too young to die, didn't drink or get high. Just a family guy, that's why I ask why. It's not fair how this life goes. And the scary part about it, only God knows for sure. I'm doing what I gotta do to keep living. I'm doing what I gotta do to keep living. I'm doing what I gotta do to keep living. I'm doing what I gotta do to keep living. It's too many people dying, gotta 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 keep. My daughter's mom passed away, that was beyond my belief. I'm so numb to these deaths, I don't know how to grieve. She was proud to have my kid, just wanted things to be right. Taught my daughter independence, her light shines bright. She's the better part to me, I missed a lot of time. I thank God for forgiveness, could have been more behind. Haven't been the best father, but I wanted to be. Wish we focused on the kids instead of being angry. Cause at the end of it all, we still suffer the loss. All the time that wasn't spent was the debt of it all. If I lived in regret, I would live upset. So I focus on the goods, what I continue to rap. Step by step, I'm taking it all in stride. My diary is my music, there's nothing to hide. If I die, my story's built inside of the waves like the hieroglyphics as I continue to fly high. I'm doing what I gotta do to keep living. I'm doing what I gotta do to keep living. I'm doing what I gotta do to keep living. I'm doing what I gotta do to keep living. It's too many people dying, gotta 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 keep living. I'm doing what I gotta do to keep living. I'm doing what I gotta do to keep living. I'm doing what I gotta do to keep living. I'm doing what I gotta do to keep living. It's too many people dying, gotta 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 keep living.
And we're back with that Fire FM TV. I'm your host, Unique Shalon, and we are back with Omen44. So before the break, let's get into the new music that you just released back in March, which is the games people play. Tell us about that.
Okay, I have a album coming out on the Labor Day this year, September 7th.
Okay.
And the games people play was the first single off that album. This whole album is called Us, which is, you can read it as US too, which is talking about the climate we're in right now with the politics, with the war, religion, with these power problems, resource problems, geographic. It's
Well,
geographic, geopolitics, everything. And yes, I took it back to Last Poets, Gil Scott-Heron.
Okay.
You know, when it was raw and message meant real. And the games people play in specific. I had a female singer sing the song The Games People Play, which reminds you of a country song from back in the days.
Okay.
I wanted Americans to hear it and feel it about this, what we're in and how we need to really congest it and understand it. You know, this political climate divided us very bad with the Republicans and Democrats even. And I myself, that consider myself as an independent, you know, and there was this great congressman, and I don't know if he's a congressman, not yet, maybe not yet, but this guy in the name of Talarico that was talking about how it's not about the Democrats or the Republicans, but it's about the filthy rich against the poor. We the people against this evil billionaires.
Yes.
That wants to use us, abuse us, and accuse us.
Exactly.
And this is something to set that fire off for the revolution. That's my feeling to it.
That's awesome. So where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
As a cultural communicator, I've been like that, and I will be like that. Yes, this album, not that I really have this 5-year vision at this point. I'm totally focused on my album and nothing else really at this point. And,
I understand.
And this is what I lived for, even really. I'm quite an old man. It took me years to master my craft. Finally, I found my peoples. The beat is dope. It is just what I needed. You will be amazed in the album how it will sound. It's not just old man, grumpy old man doing boom bap. You'll see all aspects of sounds in it. And I want you to feel that whole sound of revolution, the mind revolution. As people have stated in the past, it is conscious rap, pure conscious rap. I want to bring conscious to the people. I want to bring that notion to the people.
Gotcha. So let me ask you this: where can we find your music?
It's on digital. It's on all digital platforms. We will be releasing our video for the song too later on. I want you to check Omen44 on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, everywhere.
So is there any merchandise, any shows this year for 2026?
We will have a release tour. We will have a release party, definitely in New York, New Jersey. I am planning to drop a vinyl too, which I love. Vinyls, records are still good in
Yes.
this era. It just gives you that feeling when it turns around, and when that sound goes through that circuit, it just gives a different dynamic. Yes.
Gotcha. So is there any collaborations on this new project?
That's a surprise that I want to keep.
Okay.
Yes,
All
I do
right.
have. I do have people that I already contacted that will be on it, and
Okay.
I'm quite sure nobody can really even assume who this will be. Even
Okay.
it's very strange.
All right. So how do you think that the internet has helped music these days? Like, do you think the internet has helped it?
There's some pros and cons towards it, but like it brought us closer. So even with
Definitely.
this geopolitics and that's another reason we have the president who is the president right now. Even it's very strange how the way he was able to use that format and use it for his benefit and his full potential, even really.
Gotcha.
That was exactly what happened. That was very negative in this era, but this needed to happen. And we are seeing social media's rage baits, lies spread 6 times faster than regular information.
Yes.
Reality we have to live in. We see AI promotions. We can't tell what's real, what's not even.
You sure
I use
can.
AI, but at the same time, we need to become more tech savvy. We need to become more educated. We need to, evolve with it. So, I mean, I talked about so much of that negative side, but, tons of good stuff too.
Yes.
So, and definitely we have to catch up with it.
Exactly.
I use it a lot. I use it to promote it. I use all these.
Wow.
I just use my own.
So much good information. So much.
Thank you.
But that is our show. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to that Fire FM TV. I'm your host, Shalon, and we are out. Peace.